Hola a todos chicos y chicas, ¿qué tal? Vamos aquí Zalthorgamer, vemos a Technomancer. En el capítulo anterior vimos que el hijo puta de Víctor me había tendido una trampa y cuando íbamos hacia allí para ver qué coño pasaba, aparecen Niesha, ¿verdad? Sí, Niesha y Scott y nos detienen. Sin embargo, quiero ver qué pasa si vamos hacia allí, porque la misión pone que tenemos que ir en dirección contraria para huir. Pero no sé si vamos aquí, si podemos hacer algo. Ah, pues hay combate. Hostia, hay unos cuantos, Cuidado con los que disparan. Oh, me tiran bombas. Oh. Toma pata, cabrón. Oh. Hostia, pega el gordaco, ¿no? Oh. Listo. ¿Habéis soltado algo? Nada, tío. Qué ratas. Un martillo de acero. No, pero tiene pinta... No, no se puede entrar en esta puerta, ¿verdad? Pero ni esa y Scott, tío, estos no ayudan. No puedo entrar a la base, ahí al cuartel y coger a Hunter, tío, a Jeffrey. Que ese por lo menos le había cambiado el arma y todo eso y pegaba unos disparos curiosos. Allí hay más soldados. Voy a reventar la cabeza a todos. Y estos, el capullo este que está aquí.
Hello, Alan.
Zachariah Rowe. They haven't sent you to die at war yet? A damn disappointment.
Yo creo que esto es un bujo o algo. Estos deberían haberlos quitado de ahí. Bueno, ¿puedo entrar al esto? El cabrón está cerrado. Nada, pues entonces por historia tendré que huir. Simplemente. Lo que me pregunto es, ¿realmente si hubiese hecho caso a todo lo del ejército habría sido diferente la historia? Coño. No, allá no. Toma, carrerilla y todo. Pues me da lástima, tío, porque al Hunter le había mejorado el arma. Menos mal que no había comprado yo el arma, sino que me lo había encontrado. Pero me da lástima, tío, porque a ese le había mejorado el arma, al otro le había mejorado la llave y... O sea, la maza y el escudo, y resulta al final que no se viene conmigo ninguno. Pues no mola eso. Pues mira, voy a un Technomancer. Una polla. Me pega una patada, hija de puta. Esas boticas parece que molan, ¿no? vistazo rápido. Ah, pues tampoco te creas que... ¡Qué hijos de puta! O sea, que el equipo del ASC lleva resistencia eléctrica para tocar las pelotas a los Technomancers, ¿no? Esta no me gusta. Bueno, ya miraremos el equipo después. Si tenemos que ir a los barrios bajos, supongo que iremos al hangar para poder huir en el coche. Creo que es otro grupo. Sí. ¡Hija de puta, tío! Hola a todos, chicos y chicas, ¿qué tal? Vamos aquí, Zalthorgamer, y volvemos a Technomancer. En el capítulo anterior vimos que el hijo puta de Víctor nos la había liado para arrestarnos y no sé qué. Y cuando íbamos hacia la zona nos aparecieron Scott y Niesa y nos dijeron que no, que todo es una trampa y que teníamos que huir. Así que, por lo visto, tenemos que ir a los barrios bajos, así que supongo que iremos al hangar, cogeremos algún transporte y nos largaremos. Esto que son soldados que me ponen por el camino para detenerme, ¿no? Claro, lógicamente. Y digo, y antes de irme, o sea, el otro cabrón que no me acuerdo cómo se llamaba me traicionó, pero Jeffrey, que es el Hunter que me ayuda, que me avisa, no estará en el cuartel para que se venga en el grupo o algo, porque ese tío, a ese le cambié el arma, martillo de hierro, le cambié el arma y me interesaría que viniese. Oye, ¿puedo entrar al cuartel a recogerlo? No, vale, está cerrado, nada. Se ve que por historia solo nos queda escapar, ir encontrándonos con soldados conforme escapamos. Hostia, que pillados he hecho todo. Arreando. Vale, pues voy por donde voy siempre. Joder, está todo infectado, ¿eh? ¿Cómo se nota que no quieren que escape? Coño, me matan. Jeringuillazo. Hostia, me ha disparado la otra guarra. Cuidado, cuidado. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Que está todo el grupo para mí solo? Wow, cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Hija de puta, tío. ¿Verdad? Uy, cuidado. Vale, vale, se han reseteado. Hijos de puta, tío. ¿Cómo me vienen ahí todos los pulls, no? Míralos. ¿En serio? O sea, ¿en serio le estoy dando con todo y el cabrón aún me mata? ¡Wow! Vaya hostias pego. Venga, vamos a los barrios bajos. Y siguen habiendo soldados, ¿no? Sí.
Here we go. All right. Guess they didn't think to get all the way in. But we gotta keep moving fast. Let's get to the shed. Hurry.
I know Amelia will be happy about this.
Then we won't ask her. How's that? Our lives are on the line here, not just Zach's now. And I'd rather piss her off than lose mine. Move.
A ver... Venga, va, corriendo al hangar. Mira, este aquí barriendo. ¿Estos también pegan? Parece que sí, ¿no? ¿Quién? Ah, mira estos. Pues me ha jodido, tío, lo de que vengan estos dos en vez del Jeffrey, porque el Jeffrey me ayudaría mucho más, el Hunter. Pero en fin. Venga, sí, en el hangar, vamos.
For the last time, we're not here to damage the equipment. We're here to stop a terrorist. So get out of the way, now!
Damn it, they're already here.
Who the fuck do you think you are? It's my warehouse, you prick. If there was a terrorist here, I'm pretty sure I'd have seen his ass lurking around. So you're gonna... Hey! Make yourself at home.
Lieutenant, sorry to ruin the surprise.
Hostia, es Jeffrey Hunter, ¡qué hijo de puta!
Stop the traitor!
¡Qué cabronazo! O sea, que me estaban engañando los dos. Hijo de puta. A ver, cuidado, cuidado. Me vienen muy lanzados. Mira aquí. Bueno. Uno menos. Listo. Ven aquí tú, cabrón. A ver, cabrón. Cuidado. Va a pasar, hijo de puta. Listo. Joder, que decía bien está matarlo, ¿no? Animar o intervenir. A ver, técnicamente lo de matar estaba mal y tal y cual, pero... o sea, si fuese otro tío, que es de las... el ASC o el ASC o lo que sea, me daría igual porque es su trabajo y punto. Pero que concretamente sea este, que sea un espía, mátale. Que te jodan.
You are driving. Get us out of Ophir now.
Fine. Everyone in the rover.
El coche no, el tanque. Casco de Jeffrey. Anda, coño.
You okay, Zach?
One day, I find out Victor used everything I did as an officer against me, and I end up chased by my own people. Then one of my own soldiers turns out to be ASC, and I get involved in the armed robbery of a rover owned by my childhood corporation. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Nisha.
Surely the young lady would not be taking us to an imaginary city. I mean, rovers are amazing machines, but certainly they cannot transport one beyond the bounds of reality and reason. I am not keen on leaving Abundance.
Noctis is an amazing city, Scott. It's as real as Ophir, but more amazing than anything you've ever seen before.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Full of fairies and balderdash.
Pedirle perdón a Amelia, pedirle a Niesa información sobre Noctis y tranquilizar a Scott. Hombre, a esta le hemos hecho una putada gorda, además le hemos involucrado en esto y tal, y a lo mejor no la podemos pinchar.
Listen, Amelia, I'm sorry things went down the way they did. We didn't have a choice, though. The ASC after us and not a lot of time. Thanks for taking us wherever it is we're going.
Thanks for the thanks, but it doesn't change the fact I still want to see your asshole head on a stake at some point.
What the fuck? ¿Qué ha pasado?
Shit, look what that stupid creature did to my baby. Engine's fucked. I'm gonna repair this. You didn't even leave me spare parts. You really...
An ostrich. No doubt about it, it's a wild ostrich. Look, you see the spikes on its back? Unfortunately, the poor animal
cago en la
died,
puta,
but
que
I'm
bicharro.
almost sure that...
Eso es una avestruz,
Well,
los
according to the
cojones.
sky, we don't have much time before sunrise. Fortunately, we're not very far away. We better get a move on.
It's a pretty good idea, because, as I was about to tell you, these creatures are social. They rarely travel alone. We might find ourselves in the middle of a herd, and an angry ostrich can be very dangerous.
Vamos, que ahora ya toca matar monstruos.
Want to guide us, Nisha? And Amelia, leave that rover alone. As you said, you won't be able to fix it. And if you stay, you'll die.
Isn't that what that bitch wanted? That I die? I hate you all.
Stop it. We never wanted you to die. We need you. I know that you love that machine, but there's no time to cry over it. Come on.
Wow. Llegar a las puertas de Noctis antes de que se haga de día. Tenemos 5 horas y 18 minutos. Que serán 5 minutos y 17 segundos. Hemos subido un nivel. ¿Qué me pongo? Aquí. Ataque de este estabilizador. 10% más de probabilidades. Aumenta el efecto de interrupción. ¿Y esto qué era? Habilidad pasiva. Si el ataque se bloquea, ya no se interrumpe. Mejorar la esquivar. Y esto es que aumenta el efecto de interrupción. Vale, un 20% más de interrupción. O la mejora que es que un 10% más de probabilidades de desestabilizar que es tirar al suelo. Prefiero más interrupción ahora mismo. Para que cuando pegue la patada siempre les eche para atrás. Por lo demás, revisaremos el equipo después porque se nos acaba el tiempo. Por aquí hay algo para coger, no tiene pinta, ¿verdad? Pues vamos rápido que se nos acaba el tiempo. Igual deberíamos ir por el otro lado porque aquí hay monstruos, por si acaso voy a guardar. Arreando. por aquí hay algo escondido. Hay un cofre. Como tenemos poco tiempo, no me voy a parar a matar avestruces. Voy a ver directamente si hay un cofre. Me parece que no. Nada, nos largamos. Nos largamos rápido. Nos quedan 4 minutos. Nada, nada, pasar de él. Vámonos. ¡Hostia! Tierra... ¡Uy, qué cabrones! ¡Hijo de puta, los bichos estos! Que queda uno. Arreando. Va, vamos que se acaba el tiempo. Suero, sin más. Creo que habría que pasar de ellos. Cojo algún cofre si hay y me largo. Porque no tenemos tiempo para matarlos y todo. Ah, y estando en combate no puedo coger los cofres. O sea que igual habría que ir esquivándolos. Hostia, se nos ha ido otro minuto ya, ¿eh? Voy a tener que echar a correr como un cabrón. Ah, bueno, ya casi he llegado, joder, está aquí al lado del sitio. Hay tiempo entonces. Cago en mi vida. Vamos por el viejo, cabrón. Ah, no, coño, que no está tan cerca el sitio, ¿eh? Que me queda una caminata, ¿eh? Va a ser mejor que cruce por aquí. Voy a pasar de enemigos y voy a echar a correr, porque si no, no me da tiempo. Seguramente podré venir aquí después, así que ya cogeré los tesoros después y vamos a correr. Porque solo me quedan 2 minutos. Hijos de puta, ¿cómo se vuelven a meter abajo? Nada, nada, vamos para adentro por aquí, me van a comer. Pero creo que tenemos que terminar el combate este para poder entrar. Oh, me van a reventar, tío. Me han reventado, me cago en mi madre. Bien, tío, hemos llegado. Anda, aquí tienen monstruos de montura.
trying to open the roof.
You! Up there! Stop! Stop! It's Nisha! Listen to me! Stop! We'll take care of the creatures!
I'm sorry, Nisha. I didn't... I'm stopping right now. But I'll only be able to open the doors for you once the area is completely secured.
Pues yo la aseguro. No te preocupes, que yo la aseguro. ¡Wow! Que vienen más. Cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Cojones, me van a matar y todo. Premio.
Nisha, I'm so glad to see you. We were starting to get worried about you. The news from Ophir sounded a little chaotic. You look healthy.
Worried? About me? Give me some credit. Let me introduce you to Zachariah Mancer. He's the reason why I'm here.
Look at that. The Technomancer who saved us from the Vori. Interesting. Very interesting. Happy to see you again. Now I understand why the Prince was insistent. He'll want to see you as soon as possible.
The Prince?
Dandolo. He rules our city. If I were you, I wouldn't keep him waiting. He loses patience quickly. There's nothing like fresh news for him to be on pins and needles. But don't worry. He's a charming man. And he loves Nisha.
Very well. I'll go see him.
Happy to see you in one piece, Zachariah.
Beg? I feel like I got ripped off.
Apologies. We were forced to improvise. Playing a simpleton is a great way to avoid attention when you are a mutant. You can go see the Prince now, but come back later. There's something I would like to discuss.
Qué tela, yo pensaba que
I will
estuviera
be near the
tonto.
sand sails.
Wait a... Your name's Andrew, isn't it? We went to the academy together. But didn't we... I overheard you talking to Master Connor after I brought him to meet you.
I guess you overheard. Very well. Come find me once you've met with the Prince. We'll talk about it. Go now. Don't keep him waiting.
Mi relación con Ozzy es sospechosa. Compartes con tus compañeros la equipación de tu inventario. Ah, vale, sí, eso ya lo sé. A ver, ¿hemos subido de nivel? Sí. Tenemos un punto de habilidad. ¿Qué nos vamos a poner? Creación de objetos, creo yo. Así ya podemos hacer todas las mejoras. Y esto ya le daremos caña después. Aunque en verdad, no, voy a ponerme lo de forzar las trampas y cerraduras. Sí, voy a ponerme esta, que como ya no llevo la chaqueta esa... Esta al final, si esquivas en el último momento, vale. Voy a mejorar esta para que tenga un 10% más de posibilidades, creo yo, de derribar. Aunque esta también me interesaría. ¿Esto qué era? Aumenta todo el daño 50%. Se puede usar cada minuto, ¿sabes? Que el tiempo tiene tela. Aquí entonces pone el tiempo de reutilización. No. Esta igual también me interesaría la de la sobrecarga. La frenesis o esto era el tornado. Esta también mola. Voy a tirar por el tornado, creo yo, Vale, eso por ahí. Sobre equipo. Nada, porque esto no me interesa. Esto menos. Esto tampoco. Y esto menos. Los pies... no. Los pantalones tampoco. Pues ya está. Vamos a coger todo lo que hayan soltado estos, que nos va a venir muy bien. Oh. Vale, listo. Vamos para adentro. Nada más entrar un mercader. Vamos a ver qué vende.
The most exotic goods.
Recetas. No, receta no tiene. Armas. ¿Tienes algún báculo guapo? Tiene el tubo de acero. Wow. Que de por sí tiene 32 de daño. Está chulo, ¿eh? Y tenemos bastante suero. Ojo, me lo estoy pensando, ¿eh? Gafas visoras son igual que las mías, pero con algo más de resistencia física. Máscara de Technomancer de Aurora, que me va a quitar la exploración, pero me va a dar más regeneración de fluido y uno de armadura. Después le visitaré tranquilamente al mercader. Por aquí no hay nada. Coño.
Hey. Hello there, Shadow Brother. I'm Greg. My father's the town. Besides guiding the faith of my father's flock, I am in charge of providing...
Why so blessed?
It's an honor to care for the countless newcomers to the city who, upon arriving, cannot even buy themselves food. The community soup is free for them and all those in need, with the help of donation. As a refugee yourself, I'm sure you see how great such charity is, how important it is for the survival of your fellow countrymen.
Maybe I should just take a look around.
Of course, feel free. Just remember, a little donate.
Acabo de llegar y ya me están pidiendo perras. Aquí hay un tío, pero parece que está arriba. Un cofre. Banco de trabajo, muy bien. Eso es la entrada otra vez, creo. A ver, que aquí tenemos otro mercader. Pero bueno, los mercaderes los veré después. Solo voy a ver si hay alguno que venda recetas.
You, sir, just came in.
Este vende recetas. Para los báculos, dagas y pistolas, nada, nada, nada. Guantes. Brazaletes, armaduras, sombreras y pantalones. Eso es lo que yo quería. Vale, aquí delante podemos cambiar el grupo, parece.
You wanted to see me?
Yes. I apologize once again for having to play this role in front of you, but the situation was a difficult one, and I could not risk blowing my cover.
I understand. You're one of Dandolo's spies, too?
No, I work for my people, even if Dandolo was a precious ally. I was in Ophir to plan an escape, but it was not exactly what I wanted to tell you about. I would like to offer you my services.
You're also a mercenary?
No, I am not interested in serum, and a Technomancer ally, yes. It is rare for mutants to know someone with your talents. So if you need a hand or any information, you know where to find me. and maybe I will ask for your services once in a while.
All right. What really happened with your mother? I must say I didn't understand much. That stone? The police's arrival?
My mother was helping me as much as she could to carry out my mission. She would provide me with information, sometimes hide mutants on the run before they could leave the city. She was a wonderful woman, Zack, but someone turned her in. Fiorello heard and raced to get me out with your aid. Though how I yearned to save her, to get to the slums to warn her. But I knew I could not. You, though, could. The stone was a token of recognition. She knew what it meant. If she was turned in, she had to leave as soon as possible. And if she couldn't, the drawing was made with an ink made of jellyfish venom.
But why give her that poison?
I didn't want her to die, Zack. I loved my mother. But I knew what the ASC would do to her in their jail. If they caught her, she needed a way to avoid being tortured.
Ya ves, tío, qué tela. Bueno, pues ya sabemos que aquí podemos cambiar de personaje y personalmente creo que voy a querer llevarlo a él en el grupo. Quitaré seguramente al Yayo. Vamos a ir a ver al príncipe.
Can't go through
Y
here.
no será por aquí, sino que será dando un rodeo. Bueno, mira, ya empezamos con las misiones secundarias.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Do you have a moment?
Hey there.
Hello, I'm Brett. And you are?
Zachariah.
A pleasure then, Zachariah. Are you a hunting enthusiast, a trapper, specialist in local species? Maybe a strong fellow like you might be a mixture of them all.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm none of those.
Ah, well, my hope got the best of me. I've been looking for someone to aid in my studies. A shame. Sure.
Can you tell me what's going on?
Yes, of course, of course. You see, the focus of my study is the planet's fauna, all the insects and animals brought by the settlers that have since mutated, much like our own mutants, if not in a more spectacular way. Now, I've studied the most well-known of the creatures, of course, but I have heard of much more rare specimens, which I would go to any lengths to study. It would offer great insight into the animal mutations. Anyone can admire their beauty, but what we need is to understand how they came to be what they are. We need to study their anatomy, but they are, of course, rather dangerous.
So you need a hunter to find them and bring back your specimens. I might be able to help. What are you after?
Well, there is so much. There's a black mole and a shield toad. Also a locust I've named Locusta tempestatus, or more colorfully, the storm locust. It's been spotted in the tunnels beneath Ophir.
Vale. Típica misión de The Witcher de ir a cazar monstruos. Este no nos habla.
Check the leading against me. Ah, and here comes the rare pearl, the diamond in the rough that my Nisha tells me about. Come, young man.
Zachariah Mancer. was a lieutenant in Abundance.
Then welcome to Noctus Labyrinthus, Zachariah Mancer, former lieutenant of Abundance. I am Dandolo, head of this fair city.
Legendary city of the merchants. Apparently less legend than I thought. Or been told.
but hopefully as glorious as legends proclaim. Regardless, for all who come seeking asylum, it opens its arms to you and your companions. You are free to call it home. Like all who have come before you, you will honor our only request, that you make yourselves useful to our city. I'm sure your skills will place you in high demand. Noctis's first Technomancer. Exciting. You'll have all the help you need with Nisha and Lucky, who I believe you've met. We'll give you a room to get some rest. I hear your trip was quite eventful. There is something else. I would like to personally discuss my expectations of you. You hear? War between Abundance and Aurora's winding down. Aurora took Green Hope.
Just left Ophir a few hours ago and didn't hear anything about that.
That really surprise you? Your little censorship office probably hasn't decided what to do with the information yet. No. Don't look at me like that. You don't belong to Abundance anymore. The truce doesn't behoove us. During peace, the corporations become more suspicious of us and our business suffers. Our city could even be discovered, which would be catastrophic. In legend, it must remain.
What do you...
No, let me speak. Your welcome here comes at a price. I want you to attack an Aurora convoy. It's right up your alley.
And why would I do that?
I didn't finish. You will do it in Abundance uniforms, dissolving the truce. Do what you want with the soldiers, but let the civilians live. They need to be witnesses that will report back to Aurora.
So you keep the war going?
Precisely. And while you're at it, bring back the uniforms of the Aurora Technomancers you dispatch. I'm sure I'll find a use for them down the road. Another thing, much more trivial this time, I assure you. The rover you came in on, I'd like you to move it. Put it wherever you want, do whatever you want with it. Just make sure it's not in the way in the canyon. I just don't want Ophir to stumble over the machine and, as a result, find the road that leads here.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Oh yes, one last thing. My spies gave me a little tidbit that might interest you. Right after your escape, the ASC arrested your Technomancer brothers. That's what you call them, right? From Ophir. Their fate's uncertain, but if I was you, I'd be worried for them. If you're worried enough to want to help them, maybe we can set up some sand sails to get you back.
And your help comes at what cost? Assuming it's not out of the kindness of your heart.
Don't be so bitter, Zachariah. Business is business, not personal. I just thought a few Technomancers on our side might be useful.
I don't know how I can move the rover. Pretty damaged.
I'm sure you can find a way to move it up here. Not sure sand sails can help, but maybe you can couple it to some ostriches. Maybe your explorer friend didn't tell you, but some corporations would start a war to own such a machine. I'd repair it if I were you. Hell, sell it if you don't think you'll ever need it. I'll be honest, though. Rovers offer freedom no other transportation does. Word is, they can even reach...
Bueno, este tío me da un poco de mala espina, la verdad, así de entrada. Veremos a ver cómo nos sale la cosa. A robar, a robar, a robar. Vale, por aquí no hay nada más. Vamos a echar un vistazo a las misiones. Pero nos vamos a centrar en las secundarias primero. La de zoología, lógicamente. Que será fuera. ¿No? Matar a un saltamontes de la tormenta. Eso estaba por abajo y tal y cual. A ver, lo primero que voy a hacer es cortar aquí, pasar por los comerciantes y a ver lo que tienen. Bien chicos, pues ya he dado una vuelta por la ciudad, he visitado a los comerciantes y todo. Resulta que en formar grupo también teníamos para poner a Andrew. Y aquí está, y a Amelia, que se ha venido con nosotros. Así que al final en el equipo he optado por dejar a Amelia y a Phobos, para tener el tío este reventando, y a Amelia como guardiana, que es la única que tengo. Es lo que hay ahora mismo. De todos modos, Andrew molaba si hubiese estado como guardián, pero claro, al ser manco no tiene escudo, lógicamente. Pero vamos, que no importa. Ahora lo único que vamos a hacer es hablar con Andrew, ya que nos dijo que hablásemos con él, ahora después. ¿Dónde está? Aquí.
Hey, there you are.
As well as hoped. Thanks.
Then let's get down to business. You know who I am. You know my past. You know what little I have left. What are you gonna do about it now is the question. You gonna use what you can against me? Or let me carry on with the small life I've managed to build?
I want to help you. What can I do?
Some things can't be healed, Rogue. Like that scar across your face. I'm guessing you got it the day I lost everything. And was reduced to a sad, broken, armless shadow of what I might have been.
Some things can't be healed, but most can be mended, friend. Let me ask around. It might be a long shot, but maybe you'll find a new reason to call yourself lucky again. We'll find someone who can lead you back to your gifts. I promise.
I may be bitter, but I'm no less grateful. Thank you.
Con este tío pasará algo. Ah, vale, que ahora se queda en el equipo por cojones. Hay que sacar a alguien. Porque vamos a buscarle ayuda o algo así. Imagino que será una misión. Dar con el modo de que Andrew recupere sus capacidades. Sí, con este tío yo sé que pasa algo. Vamos a ver. Ya que he visto en el tráiler del juego, en el vídeo, que este tío tenía un brazo de metal, un brazo robótico. Así que seguramente se lo consigamos y será ahora mismo, ¿no? Porque si va en el grupo... Abajo es para matar a un saltamontes. Porque por aquí ya no me sale más para ayudar a ese tío. No. Claramente para ayudarle no será por aquí. A ver si hablando con él nota alguna pista.
Hey.
Hey, back.
What happened that day?
I had a surge. A big one. One even the Masters never saw coming, literally. Before they even knew what was happening, I electrified everyone and everything around me. It screamed like thunder from my body. I woke up in the infirmary without an arm. Surrounded by all those powerful masters who stood there shaken, whispering, their eyes still filled with fear.
What about your gift? I thought people died if they didn't use their fluid.
It's a myth. There are rogue technomancers out there. Not a lot, but a few. They know how to control their fluid surges. Probably the only thing that piece of shit Marcelo could take credit for. He introduced me to one of those guys, and after that, I learned to control it the hard way. The irony, no? I'll never be a technomancer now, but I control the fluid better than any of Abundance's masters. Not for power, just to make sure my own brain doesn't fry.
Why aren't you with your family?
Right. My family. They were small-time merchants. I'm sure real proud their son was gifted with technomancy and was joining the school. Not that I'm sure any of the masters even asked them to take me back. It was more important to them that I disappear for good. Also, to hide the fact they had people among them who had the power to take down entire buildings. No, I had to go.
And you never tried to reconnect with them?
No, I looked for him. Even tracked down my father. He was just this old man. Didn't even recognize a crippled outcast. Not something you'd put your pride in. So...
What have you been up to since you left?
What have I done? Well, after spending 10 years of my life as a slave trying to pay that piece of shit Marcelo back for what he called my debts, traveled in his luggage hold, carried crates, drove sand sails, shoveled sand, ran errands, but mostly Just picked his... I traveled a lot, though, if I'm going to find any silver lining in it. And I've earned my damn place here in Noctis. Even if the price of that has been rarely sleeping in a real bed or reading a book that wasn't about a kid.
Should have remembered you. Back when we were kids, the world just revolved around you.
Really? How so?
I know it nearly killed you, but you were so gifted. While the rest of us worked, Technomancy just came so easy to you.
The fact that it was easy is what cost me so much. The high I got from manipulating so much fluid was... well, you saw the result. If I talked for 1,000...
You can't blame anyone but our professors. They should have known better. How could you? They just got sucked into watching your power like the rest of us. It was hypnotic.
Too bad all that power isn't enough to let me go back in time and change it all. But I guess what's done...
You know the merchants.
Even though knowing a few individuals doesn't mean that you know the group they belong to, getting rich is their main focus. And some of them behave like assholes. But this doesn't apply to all of them. Most of them are intelligent, opportunistic, and pragmatic. But they're also more open-minded than the corporation citizens. Your job...
Pues no consigo ahora mismo saber algo concreto con lo que poder ayudarle. A ver esta.
Hello, Amelia.
Hey. You know I'm mad at you, right? You realize what you did to me? You stole my rover, took me to that strange city.
Dandolo wants me to bring your rover back here.
Now he's just showing off. At least he knows how much a machine like that one is worth. Unlike you do realize that my rover dates back to the settlers? I cared for her like a mother. Mate, bring her back to me. She's got sentimental value and she's all I have left. In the meantime, I'll go find the tools to repair her. And I'd also like to talk to you in private, if you don't mind, regarding what...
Can you tell me more about the sheds?
You're quite curious. That's where we park, repair, and pamper the rovers. They're under close watch because we can't take any chances with the slums all around. The Vori could sneak in and steal, but we couldn't put them elsewhere anyway. We're not gonna cross the city every time we need to get out. Anyhow, if there's something you should do when you get into my sheds, it's this. When you come in, don't touch anything. Don't get close to the rovers.
You must have traveled a lot. Could you tell me more about what you discovered?
You know, when I'm being sent out to explore, it's for prospecting. I drive around, take samples, map out the area, that kind of thing. I discovered 2 mines last year. We'll put them into wow, it doesn't sound as exciting now that I think about it. But I don't care. Despite all of this, I can go almost anywhere. I see landscapes that others will never see, and sometimes I stumble across a...
What do you think of Scott? You know him.
Know him well? That's an exaggeration. He doesn't actually say much about himself. Most of the time, he's on his own planet, and before he gets back down to Mars, he's nice. He regularly checks in to see how I am. He used to bring me gifts when I was young, but he can't help commenting on the chances I take and all. I like him, but he's not my father.
Besides your rovers, what else?
Nature. Not the bugs or animals and stuff, but the landscapes, you know? Sunsets, mountains scraping the sky, red water trickling down the hills in the spring. Back in Ophir, I used to take the rover out before sunrise just to take it all in. Always managed to put...
Amelia the poet philosopher.
Why you gotta be a smartass?
Aha, I'm not. I was being... just never saw that side of you. The passion.
Well, let's go together. I've always wanted to share it with someone.
Aquí ya empieza a haber...
Tell me more about you growing up.
What's there to say? I was a ward of the state in Abundance's centers. It was lonely and, you know, the other kids were assholes, but I gotta tell you, those times might...
Wait, what? I thought the reason you'd been placed in a...
Who the hell told you that? No, I was real young when they took me away. My parents were always off on missions and someone had to take care of me, you know? I don't even remember living with them. Honestly...
Sure. Sorry. Yeah.
No joda, gano 2 y pierdo 2. Y como le pregunte por sus relaciones sentimentales...
One at the moment?
What, you mean a boyfriend? No, not right.
I mean...
Look at your face. You can't even come up with something to say. Listen, you don't...
Oh. O sea, Esta tía quiere rabo. Bueno, pues... llevamos ya unos 50 minutitos. Fuera de cámara, para no hacer esto tan pesado, voy a terminar de hablar con Phobos, con Scott y con Niesa, por si me dan alguna información o algo que tenga que saber. Si hay que saber algo importante lo tiene el siguiente capítulo, pero es que si no nos podemos tirar 20 minutos de vídeo solamente hablando con ellos. Y en el siguiente capítulo pues ya bajaremos a... esto de aquí. Viajaremos a matar el saltamontes de la tormenta y ya luego seguiremos con las misiones principales. Chicos, espero que os esté gustando, darle like, suscribirse y hasta el siguiente.